Welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook. Over here, we got Brent Grant, and over here, we got Buttsy, both coming in remotely from their home locations. We're here. It is a holiday show this week because guess what? By the time this podcast comes out, it is going to be Thanksgiving. You're going to be listening to this instead of having to deal with your parents, relatives, whoever it is, small children, who knows? But folks, we've got one hell of a show. We've got the tee-off report with Buttsy. That's where we're going to get started tonight. Then we've got the pro golf recap. We actually have some professional golf to recap and a little bit of an excitement over that because it was the end of the PGA Tour season. We've got the Swannies Style Segment, fan favorite there. And then we've got a preview of the TGL, that new indoor golf league. And I got to tell you guys, before we even get to that segment, I'm getting a little bit excited about it as I'm starting to really kind of digest all the information that is out there. I have a feeling this is actually going to be quite good. Now, before we do get into those segments, we've got a quick little shout out to our sponsor, Swannies Golf.
Come on now.
Whew. And Swannies Golf, folks, I know right now you got to get over there because it is a Black Friday sale. I don't care if it supports Pull Hook Golf or not because you get 30% off right now as their Black Friday sale. Let me see if I can pull this up here for everybody because I do want to take you through really quick and just show you what we got going on here. Little Black Friday sale. 30%. And then we got the Black Swan drop. I reached out to my people over at Swannies and I was like, hey, I need the entire collection. So right now, and I'm going to show you what I am rocking at the moment. We've got the hats back here, by the way. Right over here, we got the hats. But if we scroll down,
I want one of all of those delivered like tomorrow.
Right. That Garrett fleece. My wife
what
had
is that button up thing?
Yeah, so I ended up getting that in. I'll show you guys that on a episode.
They don't make your size. Sorry.
It's like corduroy. It's like a corduroy material, but it's like a thin corduroy. It's really, really nice. But I'm wearing this one here. That was messed up, Brad. That was really, really messed up. Poor guy. And this is the Hugo hoodie. I'm just gonna keep rolling. The Hugo hoodie here, folks, by Swannies Golf. That's what I'm rocking tonight. One of my favorites though is the Garrett fleece. My wife, as soon as I got it, she's like, "That's mine," and I'm like, "Honey, I have to wear this because Swanee sent it out to me." She goes, "Then buy me my own." So guess what? Guess what I had to do? I had to reach out to Swannies and I had to buy another one. So she got it in her size.
Bitch.
Yep. Did you guys see the Dormy Black Swan head cover too?
I thought that was like something for like a small child. I was getting excited for a second.
Dude, I was really
see the chat?
excited about that. However, I don't see the chat either. What's going on here?
I'm in the comments, but there is no comment.
You know, we've had a couple technical difficulties with our streaming platform lately.
I think it's because of Buttsy. He's just so just a stud over there. Look at him.
Could be the case.
Hat.
It could be
they
the
don't
case.
make your size. They don't got it for you.
Really messed up. That really was. So
it's not cost effective. Why would they sell it to you for the same price? It's like 7 people getting a deal.
Poor Buttsy. Just got absolutely railroaded by good old Brent. Yeah, I miss having you guys in studio. Last week we had the special that came out with Brent and Ryan French. Really well.
Everybody get informed enough?
I'll tell you what, we had over 50,000 listeners for that episode, so did quite well.
Thank you, everybody.
You and Ryan French. Now, that being said, let's start off with the tee-off report. Okay. And we got an interesting topic here on the tee-off report with Buttsy. First of all, Buttsy, what is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to watching professional golf?
Oh, man. Aside from just about 100% of watching all of it, well, I like the live product. So, and that maybe they're a little overboard, but in terms of PGA Tour, I don't get to see anybody that's struggling. Like I don't get to see a guy that he finally hit a good shot and he might be making a move and the pressure's up his ass to do something this week, or else like he's falling out of whatever. You know what I mean? Like I want to see more people that are shining in the moment, that it really matters to them outside of winning the golf tournament.
Interesting.
Yeah, I want to see like a bottom feeder, like a guy that's barely getting by, or a guy that's a no name, like, and he broke onto the PGA Tour this year, or he Monday qualified, or blah blah blah. Somebody that's a nobody, and he hit a good golf shot. Show me his fucking golf shot. Show me some of the good shots that guy's hitting that I've never ever heard of or seen. Give him a little limelight. Help this guy out.
I've said this before, like a year ago, that I want the PGA Tour to give us a Friday afternoon show to where we can just watch the guys that are at the bottom of the leaderboard. And some people were
Not
like,
specifically,
well, do
like,
the cut. But I want to see the guys that are just absolutely struggling out there because
on the line, right?
Yeah, because otherwise all you're seeing are the best shots, right? When you're not watching a featured pairing, you're usually just seeing the best shots of the day from people that are out there. You're not really seeing the real struggles on the PGA Tour from some of these guys that are like hacking it up out there.
Correct. That's and to answer your question even further, yeah, like tell me a little bit of a backstory. Who the fuck is this guy? You already know nobody's ever heard of him. This is like the fourth event he's ever played in his life. He's probably nervous as shit. Like, let's see how he's handling this. How's he playing? Like he's never say that too. Say that. This is not a PGA Tour member. This is the second time he's ever played in a tour event. And here he is on 12 from 172 yards. He's been struggling all day. Let's see what he does. I would fucking love that. So that's my pet peeve. I'd like to see more action.
You just gave me a great idea too for a different segment. No, if you followed all the Monday qualifiers. Now, granted, in 2026, this is going to go by the wayside.
Sure.
But think about it. If you had a channel to where you got to watch all the guys that Monday qualified, and that's the only people that you followed for the first 2 days on the broadcast, I think that would be pretty damn interesting to see how those guys deal with some of the pressure. And guess what? You're going to get some storylines out of it. You're going to be able to talk about those guys. You're going to be like, yeah, Frankie was over in Las Vegas gambling his last few bucks before he got into this Monday qualifier. If he makes a cut, his life is going to change, even with just $1,000 paycheck.
Big time. Like, and give me even deeper. Like, interview the wife. We have been struggling. We've been putting off bills. We had to sell both of our cars and we still owe 20 grand on each one of them. Like, whatever it is, tell me the story. Give me a little more humanity out there.
Yeah, and I think that's something that people have always appreciated. The way the PGA Tour was something that you could earn your way onto, make it on a week-to-week basis, work your way into via the Monday qualifiers. And that's one of the devastating things that, Ryan French, poor guy's dealing with, is his entire business is around Monday qualifiers with Monday Q Info. So obviously pretty devastating as to what's going on there. But the second part to this, and in the spirit of Thanksgiving, Buttsy, which is in 2 days from this live recording, the podcast is going to be coming out on Thanksgiving morning. What do you think is the most overrated food for a Thanksgiving dinner?
The fucking turkey.
Wow.
The turkey.
Wow.
Nobody likes the fucking, and you can watch all these, granted, there are some guys that make some juicy ass turkey, but you can only do so much with this big fat steroided out bird that everybody's buying the same thing, 10 billion of across the country. First off, think about how many dead. It's a bird holocaust. It is a bird holocaust. It is. There's billions of fucking birds dying every year. So people go, all right, it's time for you to cut it open. And then all the sides are great. Everybody loves the deviled eggs. And then if you watch everybody, I guarantee it, around your Thanksgiving table this year, the last fucking piece of the meal they're going to eat, and they're going to douse it with gravy to make it tolerable, is that dry, shitty, sleep-inducing piece of fucking bird tit meat.
Preach.
Damn.
Preach.
I mean, you're not far off.
Make a prime rib. Make
That's
make
exactly what
filet
I'm doing,
mignon.
baby. Come on, let's go.
Woof.
What
I
are
mean,
we
I gotta
still
roll
eating
up my
this bird
sleeves
for?
here. My goodness.
Where does
Going
the bird
after the
even come
bird.
from? Did Columbus shoot a bird out of a tree? Like, and they're like, we're gonna eat these birds for motherfucking forever now.
That's actually exactly how that
Forever
happened.
now. This is our day, and we're gonna murder these big fat steroided birds, and we're gonna
And
eat
say
them.
thank you. But
To
they've
answer
been
your
waiting for
question, I
this.
think the turkey, and I don't think I stand alone. It's the worst
Shit.
part of the meal.
I mean, Brant clearly agrees with you on that. I like the dark meat, but I'm not a fan of the light white, like turkey
you
breast
say?
meat. I'm a
heard
fan
him.
of the dark meat.
You heard him.
You heard
Yes.
me.
He said it. He absolutely said it.
Love it. Throw some gravy on that thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
man. There's yeah.
Now, what's your what's your
that's the
favorite?
fast twitch.
What's your favorite meal at Thanksgiving there, Buttsy? What's your favorite food?
I'm gonna need a moment here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just hear him say switch?
I did. But
Oh my god.
I don't know how I don't know how I kept it together and kept moving forward in the show.
I'm
But
out. I tap out.
I think I went numb there for a second in order to get through that part. I think I'm getting good to where, like, if I was on Saturday Night Live, I would not laugh at some of the funniest shit that was
I have
going
no
on.
chance.
But
I have no
man,
chance.
that was
too funny.
That was unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
back to
What's your
The whole-
favorite food, Buttsy?
the whole point
Yeah,
of this.
what-
well,
what's
no,
up?
that wasn't the question.
What
The
it-
question was, what is the most overrated? And it is absolutely. The average American is not very good at cooking in general. And that dry piece of Chevy cheese, fucking turkey coming out, that is the least exciting part of the whole deal. I think
what's
the
your
most
favorite?
exciting. Yeah, so the sides, right? And
Which
especially
one
with
though?
large,
You got to
large
choose
well,
one.
hang on. So
He dumps
families
it all
get
in one.
together and there's like this innate responsibility that everybody feels like, well, there's gonna be a lot of people there, and I'm being like I got to bring this side, and hopefully they like it. And then everybody, you could tell like somebody's completely devastated because their side hasn't been touched all day. Somebody fucking got one scoop of it and nobody's touched it since because they told somebody else, and then now we know that whoever brought that fucking sucks. And they suck, and now they're hurt, and they're probably having a bad time. They're probably getting in a crying drunk fight with somebody about 2 hours into the deal. That happens at every family. I'm almost positive. Can't just be mine. Anyways, I'm gonna go with the deviled egg, and if you do a good deviled
I
egg,
love a good deviled egg.
I'm gonna murder. I'm gonna eat so much more than I'm supposed to eat of that. I'm gonna piss people off because somebody's gonna be looking across the room. There's gonna see like 10 of those left, and they're gonna turn and have a conversation. And now there's 2 left, and where the fuck did those go? And I'm sitting over in the corner with my little plate of deviled eggs because I fucking hate the turkey, and I'm hiding it. You know, doing little snack bites.
Got little crumbs of egg all in your beer.
That's my favorite part, the deviled eggs. I'll eat deviled eggs with my feet. Like, I don't care. I love them. So, anyways, moving along.
My God, Brent, I'm going to forward that question over to you. Obviously, you feel like turkey is the most overrated, but I am curious to hear your side of it in terms of what is your favorite part of Thanksgiving as far as food?
Food. Nothing at all.
Brett don't eat food.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you eat much.
Raw
enough.
steak.
Raw steak. Yes, definitely raw steak.
You do eat raw steak. I
pretty
mean,
much
poor
it.
guy. Up until about 2 weeks ago, this poor Brent Grant had no idea how to grill a steak. Buttsy had to give him a step-by-step video.
I did produce.
There's 2 videos, and it was before and after.
I was able to produce a short form video for the young man to keep him from eating
step 2,
dangerously raw steak.
Let's see. My most
What
my
are we-
most favorite food. My most favorite thing about Thanksgiving are the desserts.
Oh, okay. Which dessert is your favorite?
So I've got my mom makes this thing called an old-fashioned cream pie.
Oh.
Or for anybody from the Northeast, they would
It's
know what a
basically whipped cream inside of a
No.
pie crust.
Not
What does she make? Can you say that again?
Or if you're from the Northeast, anywhere near Ohio, she makes Buckeyes, which is chocolate covered peanut butter snacks. Which
Wait,
are
did you hang on? Let's go back a second. You did
Cream-
say that your mother makes an old fashioned cream pie.
I was waiting for you guys to notice that. Yeah. Look that one up on Google, everybody.
I think we lost Buttsy. He just had a heart attack. And this is what you get, folks, when I am off the wagon. Here we go. Hallelujah. Okay, so Brent, we
moving
just
on.
got your
What's
old
yours, Maddie?
Brent loves a good old fashioned cream pie from
My
his mom.
has the best old fashioned cream pie.
Didn't really expect that one to be talked about this evening,
Oh, son
but
of a bitch.
to each their own. You had a hell of a take, Butsy. That the deviled egg is underrated at Thanksgiving. That thing is absolutely money. I would have to say though that I am a stuffing guy. I love stuffing.
Here we go. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We are really
Yeah, we're all over the
going
place.
places.
Yeah. So
Code in the line. All right.
that being said,
What kind of stuffing?
Yeah, well,
Outside of the bird, inside of the bird, okay.
I love
Yeah.
Pro Golf
There was a
Recap.
video that was just
Oh,
released.
there we
Did
go.
you see this? There was a video that was released
seen
that
about
says
this?
if you buy those butterball turkeys, that there's a good chance that there's like a bunch of employees that got caught for sexually accosting those birds on the prep line.
Okay.
Not to
So
be dark,
stuffing
but
before
Wow,
stuffing.
that is a tough look.
yeah,
Stuffing before
Got caught.
stuffing. Interesting.
got caught wienering the turkeys.
I hate to see it. I really do.
This is a golf podcast, right?
Golf podcast. Let's get
Not-
into the Pro
not
Golf
tonight.
Recap. Yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving is here. It's a holiday week. Just got to love what we're doing with the pro golf stuff. But Pro Golf Recap, we had the RSM Classic. It was the end of the PGA Tour season. There was some drama out there. We'll go over it quickly here for you folks. We don't want to bore you too much with the golf stuff. Maverick McNealy shoots 16 under. And that was his 142nd start before his breakthrough victory. Now, I didn't realize how many haters Maverick McNealy has.
Why?
Were you guys aware of this?
Is it because he's like?
His dad's like a billionaire? Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
we
this
know
guy-
enough about him to hate him?
If people hate him, they don't know him at all.
Exactly.
I know that. I know him and his dad well. They're awesome.
They're
I
great
have an
people.
absolutely insane collector card of him too. It's like a clear plat. It's cool. So hopefully,
Yeah, people were hating on him because, you can just hang on the PGA Tour because your dad's rich. Like, he was getting a lot of, hate
Webb
on Twitter
Simpson.
and so forth. But I personally, I like Mav's game. 142nd start. I mean, he finally gets to break through. The one question that I do have, outside of obviously we wanted to talk a little bit about him as a person because he's a great dude. Also a licensed pilot. He can fly his own plane around.
now that could be a grounds for hatred. Like you're just so
That
fucking
could.
cool that
Arnold Palmer had his own plane and drove
Well,
around.
that's probably a part of the reason. Then he has his license and he's following this just a big old pedigree hating fucking mop.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
hate of the rich, right?
Yeah. He flies too. I'm sure he does.
Yeah, that must be nice. That's my favorite thing. Must be nice.
Now,
We're getting off track. Don't now. All right.
could this be the worst timing, though, to have your breakthrough win? The last tournament of the season, and all of a sudden you don't have a tournament to follow up.
I am gonna go out on a limb and say if I was on the PGA Tour, you can go and kill yourself if you think there's ever a bad time to win out there.
Brent?
It may not be as good as other as other wins. It could be, downgraded versus other wins, but it is a win, and I'm sure anybody out there struggling. Brent, would you trade or would you be okay winning the last event?
Yeah, I mean, if I won my last RSM, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. So
You'd be sitting here. What do you mean, dude?
Yeah,
Are we
jeez.
that
no,
low?
because we would all be off somewhere together doing
Good
this.
save. Good save.
Wow, what a save from the lad.
Come on.
It does kind of have to suck, though, right? I mean, if you could choose where you win your first PGA Tour event, you would probably want to win it in the beginning to the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you start talking about the majors, right? You win right before the Masters. Generally, that means you get in to the Masters. You win right before the Open. You get into the Open. The U.S. Open is sort of a different version of that. I don't think you can get in just by winning right before it, but I think you can just world rankings. But anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, the RSM's a great tournament. Ludwig Oberg won it last year, and obviously capped off a great year for him. Maverick McNealy. I mean, that's like 2 or 3 years in the injured reserve list, and he's off it, and his life has changed forever. No matter how much money his daddy has or what plane he flies or anything like that, it doesn't get any better than winning a PGA Tour event for sure. Anytime, anywhere.
Your comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on a comment to show it on the screen.
No comment. Do we
No
need to go on to
comments
YouTube?
yet. I still can't believe.
Are people
Not from X.
Can somebody get on the YouTube? Hold on. Do I need to get on the YouTube and find out?
Get on the YouTube real quick. Just make sure it doesn't turn off your speakers while you do it. See if there's comments over there. Very strange.
Let me get on the Pool Hook Golf Podcast.
He's on the pool hook. Come on, get on the boat. The banana.
But let's
boat.
keep it moving with this. Now,
I'm listening.
I would say that you would probably want to. I would actually go on a limb and say you want it middle of the season in order to pick up that first victory. That way you can keep it rolling.
Yeah, you got some
It only
time.
lasts. Yeah, it only lasts like a couple months, right? To be in form and so forth. Like you
Sure.
lose that after a period of time.
Oh, you're
You
talking about
can't-
peaking, like, and
Yeah.
how it sucks to peak at the end.
Yeah. Now he
don't
doesn't have
know.
a couple. Or now he
mean-
doesn't have a tournament until, gosh, January.
Yeah, but it comes around fast, right? I mean, we're already at the end of November, and I mean, for a guy like Mav, he's probably playing in at least 1 or 2 more events that are of significant value. So I mean, let's see, he's probably going to play in the Grant Thornton. He probably plays in the Father Son. And
You
then,
think
well,
he's
not.
going to? I don't think he's in the Grant Thornton, is he?
Oh, I just assume all those guys get in that way. But then, not to mention, he's got the Hero World Challenge this week too, so it's probably on down.
No, it's next week.
It's
Hero
well,
World
then there you go.
Challenge is next week.
There you go.
Brent, you played out there. You don't know these dates.
The Hero World Challenge is subject to a very few amount of people,
And Tiger's not playing this year.
and therefore not relevant at all.
What's funny is even though we've been kind of big on Maverick McNealy heading into this first victory, because we've talked about him in quite a few of the previous weeks.
At length.
Yeah, and I feel like I've picked him to win a tournament. You guys have picked him in subsequent events, and he finally gets it done. But second place was kind of interesting because Luke Clanton from good old Florida State. I don't know if he's doing this the easiest of ways to get his PGA Tour card because he's still an amateur. And I was kind of wondering, why hasn't he turned pro? Or at least that's the topic we're going to talk about. Brent, why don't you tackle this one for us?
There has to be a strategy there.
Yeah, I mean, for any of these elite amateur guys, obviously they're getting money now on the side, so there's not really a
What are they
huge
doing to
incentive.
get the money on the side?
Well, NIL, right? So the NCAA has turned to an outside organization to basically fund all of these student athletes and their lives and all that other. So that's why the Deion Sanders boys.
What kind of
all
money are
over
we
it.
talking there?
In some cases, it's millions of dollars, depending on who you are.
Gotta
What?
love millions of dollars.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll give you an
We
example.
confirm that.
Yeah, you can confirm it all you want. Go.
That
Where's our
sounds
guy? Where's our guy?
I know what you're saying, but that's
Where's Trot?
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, so it is, and this is something that anybody that's played college golf would balk at, right? And we all have, especially any of us that have played in the last 10 years, right? But for a guy like Clanton, obviously he's played really, really well this year. He won the U.S. Amateur. He's number one amateur in the world. He's number one college player in the world. There's no reason why he shouldn't turn pro, except for the fact that he can finish out this next year, collect that much more accolade, collect that much more money, and then turn pro with full status. If he turns pro now, he would be accepting 7, I think it's a maximum of 7 sponsorships, sponsor exemptions. And if he doesn't play well in those 7 events, not that he wouldn't, but if let's say he just absolutely screwed the pooch and missed all 7 cuts, he would have to wait till next year to do anything. But because he is where he's at in PGA Tour University, he's almost guaranteed status on the PGA Tour following the NCAA championship.
So it makes more sense.
Here's the thing.
He's gonna have more opportunity to chill.
Correct.
He is not on the rankings for the PGA Tour University, but there is such a thing as the PGA Tour University Accelerated, which is what Gordon Sargent locked up his card. It is for the accelerated kids, the ones that are better than most, that are a little bit, stronger than most.
It's not what we called it at my high school.
They might ride the same bus, but they are accelerated.
They got a few more exemptions than everybody else.
They do. And he's got 7. So there's a 20-point system, okay? Just so that everybody is aware. Basically, if you play in a PGA Tour event and you get all 20 points, essentially you have a full PGA Tour card through this PGA Tour University accelerated program, and that's the route that he's taking. I just wonder, is this the approach that he should be taking? I mean, obviously he's getting close. I would try to continue to play collegiate golf and try to get it that way through the PGA Tour.
Is he done? Is he a senior?
He's going to be a senior. But what's crazy is I don't think he's been playing in a whole lot of Florida State events. Now, I don't cover college golf that closely, but I think that's why he's not on the PGA Tour University rankings. He's been mainly playing in PGA Tour events. I mean, shit, he's had 8 starts on the PGA Tour this year. He made 7 cuts. He had 4 top 10s. He had 3 top 5s, and he had 2 second-place runner-up finishes. So,
how's he doing in college events?
That's the thing.
Is he suck at college events, but he's making tour cuts?
I haven't seen him playing in college events. Have you, Brad? I mean, you're the one that has been watching the Golf Channel.
Yeah, so much.
That would be the most fucking reversed bullshit thing. He's making tour cuts, but they're not starting him in college.
He's actually the 7th player on the squad.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? I mean, let's look it up since we got the time. What's the kid's name again?
Luke Clanton. Clanton. Florida State.
FSU.
But what's crazy, Buttsy, here's the thing.
He's won 3 times.
This year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's a dominant force.
Yeah, so I think what happens is
why isn't he on the PGA Tour University rankings?
Because he's already surpassed it, right? So he's good to go, right? So he's already that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Shit. That was awesome. Great hand movement there.
What are you, fucking Riverdance, bro? What's going on over there?
He's already surpassed
it. The theatrics are in it all.
Jesus, Brett isn't even drinking tonight. He's
Might as well
fire. Be. Yeah. Jeez. Poor guy's trying to make it through Q school.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here fucking with him.
So long story short, I think much like Gordon Sargent is not on the PGA Tour University rankings, he is not, along with I think 3 or 4 other people. So
Gordon's already gotten the 20 points through the accelerated program.
But
So
it's
he's already
interesting.
exempt, and he deferred it so
Correct.
that he could finish out his college career.
So they paid him obviously to do that. So there's no
Why would you do that? Yeah,
because they can
But-
win a national championship.
but they're paying for the loss of work here that you could have started doing so that you're okay. So
Yeah,
you're
but
saying
remember-
they're offsetting that deficit.
So no, yeah. So it's, if you could think of it this way, he's already getting paid by NIL, just being Gordon Sargent, and then
Love
the
that.
university can pay him, right, to
Can
stay.
they?
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing preventing anybody from getting money anymore.
So they could say,
Right.
"Hey, here's $250,000. Don't turn pro yet. Get us the
Yeah.
fucking college
Yeah.
championship. We want
Yeah.
the trophy,
Yeah.
and then do whatever."
Yeah.
Okay,
So, I
that
mean,
makes sense.
Yeah, and so for him, right? So he's gonna have full status no matter what. As soon as he decides to click that box, right, or check that box, excuse me, he's gonna turn pro. There you go. There you go. Speaking with your hands, you know.
That's what
good.
you're doing. You're like You could literally do a podcast for deaf people.
Holy shit.
That's hilarious. Oh, fuck. Okay.
So so he gets paid to stay, gets to go, you know, finish up his career, Vanderbilt, Nashville, Tennessee, have a blast, go win a national championship, something like that, and not have any expenses of his own or anything like that. And then
So he's in a great spot.
yeah, why not? I mean, what does turning pro
You know
mean
what?
to somebody that already makes 6-7 figures?
I've
Yeah, no,
never
you're good.
thought
You
of
can
it
wait.
this way.
Who cares?
I've never thought of it this way, right? Kids turn pro so that they
can make
can
money.
actually make money, right?
No, that doesn't matter.
If you have the choice and you're making $1 million and you get to stay in college and party and just be around all your friends and everything, why wouldn't you stay in college?
Yeah,
Makes
there's
a
no
lot of
guarantee I'm
sense.
even going to sniff that in my first 6 months on tour.
Oh, here it is. Whoa, hold on.
Buttsy just gave so hard to the screen.
I saw the comment.
You're like,
Oh, this fucking thing is sitting 4 feet away from me, boys. Like, you guys look like blurry idiots.
oh my God.
Definitely
All right.
idiots. I don't know about
You want to
blurry.
read that?
It looks like Kyle Googled something out of the book, The Art of War, and posted it here. So
So we got a comment from an audience member, Kyle, over at Cart Barn Guys. He says success in the game depends less on strength of body than strength of mind and character.
go fuck yourself.
Dude, what a philosopher fucking Kyle is.
He is.
It's unbelievable.
He is, and that's part of his new book. It'll be coming out soon. We were talking about it.
What a first comment. I think that
Yeah.
might be the greatest first comment on this show of all time.
Where is
I don't
Trot?
know.
Is Trot so put off by the fact that he was talking to himself on a pre-recorded show last week that he's out this week?
He might
Where is
be-
Trot? Trot might
He
be
might
protesting
be
us.
thrown in jail for protesting Bernard Longer.
Matt, right here. Let's see the comments.
Trot, we apologize for last week. We thought
You
by
should have
saying that it
warned
was
him.
a special that
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
frozen
pre-recorded. But yeah, that was not a live one, even though we played it live. That was your first opportunity to see that episode. We felt like it was a special that needed the live broadcast.
Notice how it was
Um,
daytime in certain people's places.
I think going forward, if we're going to do that, though, we need to throw up a big disclaimer so that
Yeah.
our devout followers don't sit there and bounce off the wall like that.
I completely agree. Like I apologize. I probably should have smiled throughout it, but it was such a serious topic that
It
I
was.
didn't. Now we really need to get off this whole amateur thing. Even though I do think it's quite crazy that you get the same amount of points for finishing in the. So if you make a cut, you get a point. If you finish in the top 10, you get a point. You don't get a point for like an extra point for finishing in the top 5 or another point for finishing runner up. Literally, you just get 1 point for being in the top 10. That seems Messed up to me, but I'll get off my soapbox. Indigestion.
Back on the wagon.
Upset stomach, diarrhea, Pepto-Bismol. Here we go. Nico Echeverria. He finishes T2 as well. So this kid's been on a tear.
He has been playing some fucking golf.
Another guy that probably wishes this season wasn't coming to a close.
Yeah, peaking late in the season. Like, oh my God, put me back in the game, coach. Now I got to sit on my ass and hope that I can pick up this fire here. What? I mean, how? God, they have the
4
shortest
weeks.
off season of any sport, though, right? Like, when
Yes.
does it start back up? A month?
5
Yeah.
weeks. 4 or
5
5
Yeah.
weeks.
So get out there, hit some balls. Maybe don't go to sleep. Do a bunch of drugs, and like you'll be fine.
Yeah.
He is Colombian.
Nico's also a PXG guy. So he's playing the gear. How about
Old
it?
Bobby's loving that one.
Yep. Now, Daniel Berger and Daniel, who finished second, T2.
Pronounced Danielle.
Hanya Hakaga.
And how
So-
he doesn't have his own line of like brisket cheeseburgers is like beyond me. At this
Go talk to your boys down in Sarasota. They'll get him a shirt with all that on there.
He
Well,
was
no,
outside of the top 125, by the way, to start the week.
I've never even seen him
Was he?
do like a
Yeah.
public like he hasn't even done one video out grilling cheeseburgers.
Daniel Berger is the most
Really missing an opportunity there.
yeah. I mean, but he's very introverted and sort of.
He's a fucking nerd.
I got a quick story about Daniel Berger actually.
Oh,
Just
why
real
don't you
quick,
share?
real quick? So
Story time with Brent.
buddy of mine's a coach down in Florida State's what, Tallahassee, right?
Tallahassee.
So he's a high school golf coach down there, and they always worked with the FSU boys. Came and did clinics with him. Every single time, Berger would be off in the middle of nowhere in a cart on his phone, and Kepka would be the one teaching the clinics. Gives you an idea about the
So Burger's a super
Yeah.
introvert weirdo, doesn't like the people.
yeah. And Brooks, is
Burger's missing the boat. I mean, he could
Wow.
be fucking trying to make a hole in one over his weird ass house.
by the way, I'm sorry. I've watched that 5 or 6 times.
Hang on,
just
we'll
'cause
get
it
to
comes
that.
up.
We'll get to that later
Holy
on.
shit.
We'll get to that later on.
Oh.
I know we're already 40 minutes in, but we will get to that later on.
Oh, it's so painful.
But Berger, he was 127 heading into the week. Then from there ends up moving to 100 based off of that T2 finish.
Was he
So,
in the
pretty clutch?
champions category already? Did he win 2 years ago? Do we know?
I want to say yes, but he had that injury.
I don't fucking know.
So I don't know how many years
Or
ago
was he
was
playing
his
out of
last
the
win.
injured reserve? I mean, either way, he locked it up, so he's good. But that's good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
agreed.
tough. He disappeared for a while. Obviously, he wasn't on the President's Cup team or the Ryder Cup team last year. Haven't seen any of that, Kyle, but I'm sure Buttsy or Matt will answer that shortly. What do you guys
Yeah.
think?
Thoughts on these cart girls filming while working and putting it on social media?
Is it the same as those guys in the cart barn filming it and putting it on social media?
Suppose that's the same thing, Brent. You actually, for
That's
once,
pretty solid. That's actually Brent's best steak.
pretty much your best steak ever.
When it's
right
not
there.
serious. When it's not serious.
No, I'm just sitting here like, holy shit, this is the fastest I've ever gotten blackout drunk in my life. Just kidding. We're not quite there, but we're close. Thanks. Shout out John Buscemi for this Wolves whiskey. We're gonna go ahead and top that off. Do we touch on the cart girl point right now or no?
We can save that for our YouTube golf section because
Put
I feel
that in
like
the
social
sack.
media ties into that as well. We'll get to that. Now,
Put it in
as
the
we
sack.
continue into this, there was some tour card drama that took place. Joel Damon, I did a little video over the week, on Friday after the rounds talking about, who missed the cut, hence a YouTube guy and Wesley Bryan ends up missing the cut and loses his PGA Tour card because of it. But Joel Damon, he made the cut barely. And he had some work to do because he came into the week at 124. Heading into the weekend, he was actually projected at 126.
And he made
Ends
that
up-
little fucking 6-footer there.
Yep. And makes that 6-footer, but he shot a 64. Did you see his front nine? He had an
Now
eagle and 3
it was a par
birdies.
70, right?
Yeah.
Regardless, he belongs out there. Even if he's the last fucking guy to belong, like he proved that he belongs there.
Oh, Wesley Bryan for sure. But Joel Damon.
No, Wesley Bryan, I don't think Wesley Bryan is like way below Joel Damon in my book, like in terms of talent level.
Really?
Absolutely. Wesley Bryan is like a guy that, like, when he doesn't do good, he goes home and gets in a fight with a shake weight. Like, I don't. I just feel like I don't know.
God, what does that look like to get into a fight with a shake weight?
Use your imagination. It's the same thing that I'm imagining.
I don't know about
brilliant.
all that. I think both of these guys are towards the latter half of their careers. I think Joel had a nice little dip into fame with the Netflix special, and there have also been a ton of distractions.
Joel's a fucking gangster, and he's marketable, and he's a man of the people.
Yeah,
he's way better than the
I think
fucking.
Butsy's right on this one.
Than the fucking YouTube Fruit Boot boys. Like, I don't care what you fucking did.
I think Joel is talented. Very.
He's a talented motherfucker. He really is. I think he's better. I think he's a better putter. I think he's got a better short game. I think he's just got more panache than.
But understand, like, what separated them was basically what, five spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wesley Bryan ends up finishing 128. Joel Damon finishes 124. So 4 spots.
And I think that was still pretty good for Wesley Bryan. I think where Joel finished at was like way fucking below his talent level.
Okay.
I completely agree.
I don't disagree with you. I agree with that. I agree with that. I do believe we're going to see a lot more of that, especially as time goes on in the next couple of years. You're going to see a lot of guys, in their late 30s, in their early 40s, and ticking towards their mid 40s that are just kind of realizing, hey, like, I've got to be, that much better now. And I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. I mean,
Joel had a weird year. That's it.
Yeah, but he also had a ton of distractions too.
Bad spot because of
everybody in Joel's position, anywhere near Joel, is dealing with a ton of distractions and a ton of shit with all these changes, and I'm sure his family life's ticking up more, and so I mean, it's kudos for him for getting his ass in gear and staying on the PGA Tour, keeping his card for at least one more year. Congrats.
You know what I was surprised about with the whole PAC proposals, and it went through, by the way. So 2026.
It wasn't a proposal. Yeah.
Well, it completely went through, but there was one gentleman who opposed it. Lucas Glover was a big proponent against it.
That guy's such a nerd.
I love that guy. He wasn't the only one. Nerd. He wasn't the only one to stand against it, but he wasn't.
He was
probably
the biggest name to go against.
That guy's reading off probably the only one fucking typed out by his wife.
Oh, stop it! No, so what? He stood against the proposal, but see, not with it.
I'm just trying to create good media here. Can you please have a little bit of
no? Never.
Okay, I see where you're going. Let's create some. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Henrik Norlander, he started at 126.
Hold on.
He finished at 120th with his T17 finish. Then you got Sam Ryder, who finishes on the number 125. So we get another year of golf joggers, which is
Sam
fantastic
Ryder
stuff.
should change his name legally to just Samurai.
You know what's great about Sam Ryder? He has a sponsorship, and he's on a lot of commercials for Ryder Logistics or whatever it is.
Truck rentals.
Yeah, truck rentals. You see that, Buttsy? He's all over those.
It's just crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy, the sponsors that latch out and lock onto these guys. Like, yeah, man, we're going to give this guy like $250,000 and we're going to promote truck rentals.
Yeah.
That's who's in the space. Isn't there somebody better?
Yeah.
Like,
not according to them.
Wouldn't there be a more opportunistic play than that? Well, we ain't got the money, man. We ain't going. Anyway.
Let's talk about some notables that did finish outside of the top 125. S.H. Kim finished outside of the number. Pearson Cootie, Matt Wallace, Kevin Streelman, Gary Woodland, and Taylor Montgomery. Those were some notable guys that are going to be working on some stuff in order to get their tour cards back.
It's wild when it's guys that their name resonates with you.
Yeah.
And they've done enough in their career where the average decent golfer knows who they are, and like that's a shock.
Gary Woodland was a bit of a shock, but I know he was on the medical exemption and so forth. But
Yeah, he had a brain aneurysm.
yeah,
I was going to say, didn't he have like a brain thing going
I
on?
thought he had a brain tumor. Am I wrong on that?
It's not a tumor.
He had to have it removed.
Yeah, and then he's
Yeah, I
like,
thought it
yeah,
was
I'm
an
gonna go out
aneurysm,
and just
but-
keep hitting fucking
Could be.
lasers.
Yeah, Gary's the best. There's nobody that I think I've run into that
Would you share a
personifies
bed with him?
back to back, probably.
You know what's wild is that this isn't even a conversation heading into 2026.
Nope.
Like, we're going to be talking about guys that are trying to be in the top 100. Like, Daniel Berger is probably going to be like that storyline that it's like, holy shit, he jumped 27 spots to
You're right.
get into the spot 100.
But remember, so the
And
field
like a
sizes
whole
are going to
group
be
cut off.
well, but the field sizes are going to be so small that
That's what I'm saying.
you're not going to have any of that, right? So there's not going to be. There may be some drama from 105 to 95.
Yeah, there's no
right?
hero. Keep your card at
none of
120
that.
something like.
Because the bottom, 20 126 I think is going to be the minimum field, right? So let's say and due to time constraints, I think we have the schedule somewhere in my email, but I think due to time constraints, I don't think they're going to get anywhere near 144 towards the latter half of the season. So you're missing 30 guys. I mean, that's
okay. I think that's okay.
I think it's okay as long as you fund the
I would
tours
hate to
that
be
feed
one
the
of those
PGA
guys
Tour.
that's not in the top 100, but in the same regard, I understand the concept of making the product more premium, and the only way you do that is reduce the membership to a more elite staff.
I still
Yeah,
don't
but I
love
guess-
it. And they're talking about shrinking the Corn Ferry Tour as well.
They should.
What are they thinking of there?
You haven't heard this?
Uh-uh.
Oh God, I'm about to go down a rabbit hole with this whole thing.
If you're a businessman, that makes fucking sense. Like, and I would hate it if I was the guy that was on the button, because that fucks up my entire career. But man, like we gotta be
here's
more
what
entertaining.
here's what I do know, because I've had a couple phone calls this
Couple
week.
calls.
Couple phone calls. One, just based on what I've seen, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with the fact that
I gotta pee.
the PGA Tour enterprises and their investors are cutting cost. And if that's their number one thing, right? If cutting budget is what they're doing, then everybody understands it from that point of view. They're saying, hey, we can't fund this many tournaments and still have these guys make all this money. Now, they're not going to say that second part because they don't want to make it about how much money these guys are making, but that's what it's really about. And then the second part, unfortunately, is that the only way they're going to keep this thing going for years, 2, 3, 5, 6 years down the road, is to be able to have a Corn Ferry Tour that is strong enough and that's monetarily and also strength of field, to be able to fill the PGA Tour with all of the guys that we've known and loved over the last, 10 to 15 years. Some of the guys that are on the board.
Brent. Wait till you see some of these changes that are coming down the pipe for the Corn Ferry Tour. You are not going to be thrilled about it.
Well, I can imagine it's going to be something like less tournaments, less field, something to the tune like that. Is that about right?
That is. You know what else is wild too?
Where are you getting that from, by the way? I'm going to see. That wasn't in an email.
Check it out. We'll talk about it offline.
Okay.
The one thing, yeah, because a lot of it's starting to pour out. And you guys aren't even aware of it. That's what's crazy.
I did hear one interesting piece that I thought was right on brand, and I hope every single person that is listening to this or sees this understands that this is what these guys are about. Peter Malnati is on the board. Okay, he's got a coveted 1 of 6 man board spot, right? you're thinking, yeah, he's going to make some good decisions. It's going to be right on. Okay, so he stands up in a board meeting and says, we need to fund the Korn Ferry Tour. Jordan Spieth stands up in front of all of these people, right? I'm assuming multiple business people and all the rest of the board, and says, that will never happen. So what makes us think it's really all about a good product or anything like that if it's really just about making sure that these guys keep their jobs where they want them and making the most amount of money possible? It has nothing to do with anybody else.
Come on, like that's
Come on.
bullshit.
Well, did you guys see at all or read at all about the interview with the gentleman who is leaving the RNA?
I saw a little bit of it.
Hang on.
I saw a little bit of it.
I read the entire article.
Litigate
I'm just terrible with names.
God, I gotta trim this mustache, dude. Every sip I take is like taking 5 more sips after. Yeah. What is that? What is this?
That's Chris Stapleton whiskey, Traveler.
Chris Stapleton whiskey?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out one of our camera people.
God. Little Thanksgiving week, we have some fun.
I'm going to tell you right now, I sent a text message to my wife to bring me at the studio some more whiskey.
A little cocktail.
It's not happening yet. You're on it, Buttsy. I might have to disappear
right
for
there.
a moment.
She's right there.
So, yeah, Martin Slumbers, the RNA chief, he's the outgoing.
Martin Slumbers.
And he's warned that, and this goes
sounds
right
like a
into the Korn
buck-toothed
Ferry
beaver.
Tour stuff, that you can come on in, hon. There you go. Just come on.
Thank you so much.
If you could only hear right now, honey. Thank you. Oh, you can leave the bottle. Yeah,
Love you. Thank you. Come on.
You can leave the
Thank
bottle.
you.
No,
Say it.
yeah.
Thank you.
She said,
Warming
absolutely
up this
not.
wiener
You
for
are
later.
not
Let's
allowed
go.
to keep the bottle, which is great. But there's no ice in this, so we're going neat right now. So this is going to be great. But Martin Slumbers, he basically said that golf is not sustainable right now with how much money is being paid out to everybody. And he's warning everybody. He's like, listen, this is not sustainable. The way and the direction that you can't keep paying out this amount of money. You're never going to make it back.
Paying out what amount of money? Who are you paying?
All
Scotty
the
Scheffler,
guys.
Jordan
I mean,
Spieth,
look at the
Tiger
size of
Woods,
the
Where's the
purses.
fat?
Where's the what?
Where's the fat? Like, who's getting? Dig into that. Divulge a little more. Like, who's getting paid that shouldn't get paid, and where's it coming from?
It's not people who shouldn't be getting paid. It's
not
how
about,
much they're getting paid.
It's about the fact that there's no ROI, right? So you think about all these sponsors, right? So like if we're gonna sit there, oh nice, very good, very good.
Wow.
If we're gonna sit there and say that you're gonna truly make a monetary ROI back,
Happy holidays.
it's a lie. But like it's like what you said a few weeks ago, Buttsy. You said the ROI is not in money. It's about here we fucking go. God, I wish I was drunk.
Go
on.
Yeah, you
It's
got
not-
this, Brett.
it's-
You got
there
this.
is
Just
no-
get through
There
it.
is no
Get
monetary
through it.
ROI. The bottom line is none of these sponsors can sit there and say that they put $10 million in and they get 10 million plus back. They just don't.
No, they don't give a fuck about that.
But
Like,
they
that's just a
do.
way to
The
evade taxes.
money's but the money's not endless though. I mean, none of these people have trillions of dollars except one entity, and that's why you can definitely say that the Saudis and the PIF can do all that they want. But
Sure.
even they said, hey, we're not going to sit there and pay your travel fees and everything forever. And they put it back to the team. So even if the second richest fund in the world said, hey, we're going to cut costs, none of these businesses that pale in comparison are going to sit there and say, yeah, we're going to keep funding this.
You know what I was thinking about? This is a whole aside here, and I'm gonna apologize for this, Brent, but it applies to you. What if you just learn how to putt, basically, and and you just hit the accelerator like we all know you're supposed to be doing, and you get out there and you win, and now you're like in the mix, and you're in the top 25.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like an FBI of the PGA Tour that's going to pull your little ass into a room and be like, we watched the pod. We've seen what you've been doing. and you are in hot water, you little fucker. Like, are they gonna get mad at you for that?
Bring it.
Like,
Bring
are
it.
you?
I would love to see Jordan Spieth sit in front of me and tell me how I should be as a man. Get
Oh, you
the
guys could
fuck
fight
out
a
of here.
shake weight.
Get the fuck out. And there is not a single person on that board that can sit there and say that they've made all these decisions with strong moral fiber. Get the fuck out of
Okay,
here.
and that's why I posed the question. So this is not a concern of yours.
No. At the end of the day, Butsy, it's a game.
You're for
That's all it
America.
is. I'm for Christ, and that's it.
So the other thing Martin did mention, by the way, which is a great name, Martin, just classic name. It's Martin to me, and
To me.
here's the thing.
Martin to me.
Here's the thing with
One to
Martin.
me. I
Okay,
get to call him Marty.
Martin.
I
It's
get to call him Marty.
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 I'm telling you, Marty, we got something going on here, Marty. So he said the game has been damaged by everybody talking about money. That the fans, and I've noticed it, especially even on social media, like fans don't love all this money talk with professional golfers.
No, they're like, we just want to watch golf.
I just want to watch everybody play against each other. And I get it. Like, it makes a lot of sense. But Martin Slumbers, he's on his way out. So
Martin
he obviously had
Slumbers?
some slumbers.
Is that a name?
Yeah, that's
we
the
lost
outgoing chief. Yeah, he took a lot of abuse tonight.
Is he okay?
I don't know. He left abruptly.
No, like in terms of my feed, it was like some ghost type shit. Like,
Was it
he
an
didn't
alien?
Get up. He just disappeared.
That could be. I mean, the kid's quick. He's got a fast golf swing. Yeah. Now,
hey, okay, yeah, we'll talk about this later. Sorry.
The BMW Australian PGA Championship also took place, which, and we normally don't talk about this, but a kid named Elvis Smiley. What a name. Elvis Smiley.
Yo,
He finished at 14 under par. This is a 22-year-old lefty. And I bring it up because obviously you're a lefty. But he's only played in 16 pro events. Guess who finished behind him in this golf tournament?
No idea.
Cam Smith. Cam Smith was playing in this.
Who?
Are you?
So this kid's a
Where are we?
This kid's a stud at 22 years old. We're out of the BMW Australian PGA Championship where Elvis Smiley won. A lefty, Elvis Smiley, 22-year-old kid. He's only played in 16 pro events and wins.
You know what that tells me? That there is not enough venues out there to showcase the quality of golf that exists in the world. Like,
so you are spot on. And that's why this is a huge mistake, in my opinion, that the PGA Tour is doing by siphoning it down to just these 100 guys, because what's going to end up happening is you're probably going to lose some big names throughout the years because they finish in 102nd, 103rd, right? But
hang on, let me counter
there's
that.
some young guys coming in.
Let me counter that. So if you want to shrink the product so that you have the best players standing on top of the hill, that I can understand. Okay. Yeah. But the route that you get there, that's what needs to be addressed, is how are we letting guys qualify their talent to exist in that space? What avenues are open so that at the end of the day, the best possible players, no matter what background they come from or what political or how much money they come from, they have an opportunity to be in that space. I'm okay with 100 guys being the best in the world, but how you get there and how you make a name for yourself, that's the problem for me. Like, how do you exist in that space if there's no avenue for you to get there?
It's a good point.
Well, so
right?
that's
if the only avenue is to go through the fucking Corn Ferry Tour and go to Q School and that's it. I mean, have a qualifying event once a year where you take 3 guys and you give them a shot, and we'll put you into the group. And like, if you stay here, you belong. Okay, cool. That guy stayed because he's a fucking G, and he's always been a G, and he never had the opportunity because his parents come from a middle-class upbringing, but he actually possesses the talent to play out there. Like,
But
that
they don't want
guy?
those guys though. That's the question. So the problem
But that's
is
also part of the problem, Brian, is that Wyndham Clark, for instance, wouldn't like he probably wouldn't have made it. Like Brian French did a write up on Twitter in regards to how many guys that we know today as big names that
Dude, the
probably would
fact that
have to
we
have gone
revere
back
Webb
down.
Simpson, the fact that we revere Webb Simpson in any category as a great fucking player, he is like the most bottom feeding asshole. His dad spent like what is it? Like it was some stupid number. And I don't know if you guys are
Did you just
privy to
call
this.
him a bottom feeding asshole?
Who's this?
Well, he was for
Who?
years on
Wyndham?
end.
Jesus.
His
Wyndham
family
Clark?
spent
No.
millions and millions of
Webb
dollars to keep
Simpson.
him in the limelight.
Oh
And
Jesus.
and it was
Webb
because
is the
of that
nicest
he
guy in
finally
the
had a breakthrough.
world.
Poor Webb.
Okay, so let's
It's a fact.
let's think of it this way. So if we're gonna talk about
It's a fucking fact.
what are the top 3 things you want to see from a top 100 player on the PGA Tour? What are the top 3 things?
What do you mean? What do I want to
Like,
see? I want
so
to
if
see
it's
them
about
be.
product,
I want
if
to
it's
see
about
them be
product,
competitive with the other players that are supposedly in their class of
marketability,
players.
story, talent, right? Like
Look,
they want to be captivating. They want to be talent. You know, they got to be able to play.
there
They got
should
to be
be
able to talk.
multiple Q schools put on throughout the year where a guy can play into the opportunity, not just a Monday qualifier, but like he can play into the opportunity where we're not going to give you a season. Okay. You came up from this arm or whatever that we've created, and it's for people like you. You don't have $10 million to do this full time, but if you get through all of these steps, we'll give you 5 starts. And in those 5 starts, if you win twice and place in the top 10 the other 3 times, you clearly belong here and we'll probably see your name in the top of the leaderboard forever. But had we not done that, we'll never know who you are.
But so this is the thing though. Like, so what if they just said, hey, the Corn Ferry Tour is made up of Europe, Asia, and the rest of whatever the Americas are, and you've got 3 steps of the season, 3 different parts of the year, and you pick up 10 guys each way, and then the top 10 guys from
How do you pick them up?
each deal,
How do you pick them up?
they play
What do they play
7
in?
events, 8 events.
No, but like,
8
how do they get in those events?
What do you mean? There's a DP World, there's a KFT, there's an Asian Tour.
No, but
There's
how do you even get in the rank? Like, how do you even get a shot at being considered? Like, how do you get your fucking body out there playing in that event?
the same way they do it now, which is Q School.
Mm-mm.
Each of these
That's
places
my
have Q
problem.
School.
I think that's the problem. Is like that's not a good representation because some guys can't afford to do that.
Yeah, but that's not what it's about, though.
It
They don't
is. If
care.
you can't afford it, you don't have a chance.
Yeah, so what?
Whoa, don't you
Put it on a
think
credit
that
card.
that's a travesty for the amount of talent that exists in the world that could be better than what we see
There
every day
are
on TV?
there are probably no less than 1,000 guys right now
Doubt it.
that can play, that can compete on the Corn Ferry Tour. 1,000. The question is are those guys good enough to get through Q School?
I think if dudes, there's probably 10,000 men across the globe that possess the talent and they have the brain and the panache and the know-how. And if given the
Wait,
opportunity,
they have a panache?
I like that word, so I just threw that.
That's
in.
a good word, a panache.
If given the opportunity, which they will never get because they come from poverty or they don't come from the ability to play golf every day, but they possess the skill level, and if given the chance to compete in an event where they can show themselves, they'll never be there in their lives under the current setup. But if somebody gave them an avenue to show themselves, you might have 1 out of 10 of those guys that ends up being somebody that we're talking about every day on this.
How many players do you think sign up for Q School every year?
Well,
We couldn't even get
what I would
through
say is how many
the
people don't
BMW
sign
Australian
up for Q School?
PGA.
How many
How many
do you think?
people? How many people don't sign up for Q School because that's a pipe dream? Like the idea of spending fucking what does Q School cost? Like first off, you can't have a
5,500.
job. Like you gotta do this. Yeah, it's like fuck $100 grand. Like They'll
Wait.
never.
How much is it to go to Q school?
$5,500 is the entry fee.
Now that's the entry fee, but what does that mean? That means that you don't have a
That's 3
job that you have to
stages.
hold down, that you don't have any other responsibilities, that is your sole focus. So,
But you
there's an
are
additional
attempting to
cost.
become a professional athlete, so yeah, that would be your job. Now, again, for those of us that have gone down this path, right? Me being one of them, I worked at a golf shop before as I was a professional and did what I did. Matt, obviously you've
Yep.
seen the other side as a teaching pro, right? You can't
I've
do
seen it from
well,
every level.
What I'm saying is like exactly. So combined, we've seen it literally from top to bottom, right? So from the
I'm going to
beginning
say
to the end.
something controversial here, and I
No
believe
shit.
this. And I believe this. I firmly, and I always
Yes,
have believed
exactly.
this. There is a talent of golf that exists in the world, and there's a certain little, tiny little bubble of those guys that will never see the light of day, but their talent level super exceeds what we watch every day on TV, and they
Mhm.
will never, ever have the chance to ever get there.
But it's
But
possible,
they
yeah.
are capable of it. And because of economical circumstance,
Sure.
they will never, ever achieve that.
Absolutely agree.
Like that exists.
Sure.
There are 1,000 motherfuckers around the
How
planet
about
of Earth.
how about this one? I'll give you one that's real close to home. There's a guy that's made it to the PGA Tour, right? That's like real close to home, and can't find a single sponsor. How about that? So if that
Are you
guy
talking
can't
about
seem to
you?
find money, I'm just saying.
You can't talk about yourself.
I'm just
dickhead.
saying.
He said he
I'm just
close to
saying.
home.
You can't use the podcast to fucking say it's you.
I'm just saying. I'm
Jesus
just saying.
Christ, man.
It's to say that that's the problem with the system is ridiculous. That's not the problem with the system. There are plenty of guys that come from nothing that made it on their own doing what they did, and I'm one of them. It's not like my family has any sort of money to begin
Yeah,
with.
but dog,
So,
you had a whole goddamn fucking field day peek at the whole deal. Like you
yeah,
had more
that I got
opportunity,
there on my own.
and you did. And what happened? Now you
Yeah,
got to go back
I
and prove
spent a lot of
yourself
money is
again.
what I did. So that's my point, right? So is
I'm
it the
not trying to
system
fight
that
with you.
no, I understand. Is it the system that is the problem, or is it the fact that
It's the system.
what is happening is it's basically gone, all of the money has gone to a small select few, and instead of being a little bit more spread out.
If Grant Thorvat can ultra market himself to a point where he is now
But he sucks.
buddied, this is my point. Is you have somebody that's like a decent player, but is subpar and has done such a great job marketing himself because he has the ability to do YouTube seven
He's a
days
pretty
a
good
week.
player.
He is, but like that guy
Couldn't crack
doesn't.
an egg on
It's
a tour.
obvious that guy doesn't have a worry about paying for his life.
No.
And
No, if you
somebody
put pressure on him, he's not going to be able to make a cut on a pro circuit.
for sure, but now he's rubbing shoulders with Phil Mickelson, and they're doing a whole other raunchy fucking outcrop of golf that the average idiot's going to absolutely eat the fuck out of. And I get it, and I love that too for them. That's great.
That's in
But
response to Bryson, but yeah.
there exists a guy out there. It's all I'm saying. There's at least a handful of people out there that are right there with Scotty Scheffler that will never see the light of day. That you'll never know. That's all I'm saying.
I think to say that there's not one would be wrong, but to say that there's several.
Have you ever seen the Legend of Bagger Vance?
That guy was
Captain Jim.
literally, yeah, he was a stud from that town.
That
And then
movie
went to
is
war.
literally about what I'm talking about.
Some poor guy? He wasn't poor.
No,
I
he's
will
a
say
war hero.
everybody. Here's the thing: everybody develops at a different point,
Sure.
right? And if you don't have the money, then you're probably
Golf's
not
not
going to
for
be
you.
out there.
No matter how good you are.
absolutely correct.
That's why I'm not out there.
But you know what? And more to what? But hey, let me ask you something, Matt. If you had it all over to do again,
Yeah.
and you told yourself, okay, you know what? I can be more relaxed. Not be traveling all the time, not be living out of.
If I had money back then, I will tell you
yeah,
this:
sure.
I have played golf with a lot of fucking modern day Mo Normans that don't have the simplest idea in the world how to make $1 for themselves. But when you watch them hit a golf ball, you're like,
He's talking about
"Ooh."
himself.
No, not me. I suck. I'm talking about I have played with some goddamn damn near Down syndrome people, but my God, their ability to hit a golf shot's like. But then you like talk to them and you're like, yeah, I get it. There ain't no way in hell that anybody is going to market you to the PGA Tour. You ain't ever going to see the light of day, but your ability is there. Like these people exist. They. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to get us to agree upon is that there is.
Oh, I totally agree. There's a
there's a
certain
hidden
number.
group.
There's a certain number. Well, the
What were we
APGA is
talking
doing a
about?
great.
How did we
I don't
get
know.
on this?
I went to take a
You
piss
two,
and I
you
came
two
back.
went to battle, and now somehow, and I have not heard a single point that brought you two back to the middle, but somehow you two are back to agreeing with each other,
Hey,
which
man,
is incredible.
you're right. You're
which
right.
is incredible. I mean, this is like watching a
Dude.
dove.
Two retards fight over a football. A deflated one too.
You guys are special. Now, one thing, dude, I had this whole thing.
Where do we go from here?
I honestly,
Okay, let's go to the real controversial stuff.
I mean, shit, we were on the BMW Australian.
Fucking
Yeah,
golf.
nobody cares anymore now.
Nobody
we're talking
cares about
Guys,
golf.
guess what?
Nobody cares about the
Patrick
TGL.
Reed won on the Asian Tour
Nobody cares. Moving on.
when.
last weekend.
Oh, wait. He shot like a record round.
22 under par. He shot over 3 days. He
That's
won by 3
whatever.
shots.
I saw
Whatever.
this, and does it count? Is what I
No.
saw.
You know what's probably the bigger issue with that golf tournament is that Tom Kim missed the cut.
That's because
the
he was
Asian
Why is that a
drunk the
bigger
whole
issue?
time.
Is Tom Kim going to go through a funk?
No.
He deserves to, based on his actions previous in the year.
Tom Kim is Butsy's #1 most hated golfer.
He's been I love him, but he was a little gaylord, and he like did a lot of things that are going to set him back, and he doesn't even understand those repercussions yet.
I think Tom Kim spent the entire fall partying his ass off after the President's Cup. I think that's
Could be.
exactly what he
I
did.
think you're probably right.
That
Why
could be.
wouldn't you? He probably, he just turned what 22, 23,
What does he
whatever
give
it
a
is.
fuck?
Who gives a shit? Guy
5
makes
years
more
from now,
money
that's
than
going to be
anybody.
a flash in the pan, and he will be one of the top 30 of the world.
Exactly. Well, he already
Yeah.
is, but yeah.
No, but like consistently, and like
Oh,
this
okay.
will be this will be when I was young, I laid my putter down and asked for a putt, and a lot of people got really mad about that. And I was super gay, and and they got over it. So
Well, the funny thing is, he plays like a 32-inch putter anyway, so the length of putter he was asking for was like that. But
yeah, dude. I mean, he
Anyway.
fucking puts his putter in his shoe.
Butsy's, I'm
Shortest
telling you,
putter
man,
on tour.
this is hilarious.
All
All right. Anyways, so off the golf. Nobody gives a shit about the golf. What's actually
No, this is
going
a
on in the
golf
golf world?
podcast. We
Oh,
need to
okay.
we need to continue on the right path here.
I think we're going to cover the TGL next week. I think
Oh,
we're going to
God.
move that.
Oh, is that the
to
fake
next
golf
week.
league?
That's the bullshit golf league.
No, guys, I think you're both
Oh, my
completely
God.
wrong on this.
And I'm
It's
with
off
Matt. I'm with
I
Matt.
think you're fucking wrong.
This is not. It's not bullshit. If it was bullshit, people wouldn't fucking be waiting for a Bob Does
No,
Sports
no,
episode to drop.
No, listen.
So there's
Listen.
definitely
This
credence
is
there.
going to be something. I'm telling you right now.
Here's the deal.
Okay, we're going to talk about TGL. We're actually going to skip the Swannies Style segment. Sorry, Swannies.
No, don't do that real quick.
Okay, real
I'll wait.
quick. We're going to do the Swannies Style segment. Okay. Black Friday's here. And guess what, folks? 30% off over at Swannies. I will tell you that the Black Swan line has been absolutely incredible. It is their high-end line, and they did a limited release. I absolutely love it. The materials on this are incredible. And Buttsy is losing his mind over it because he knows just how soft
need
some
some
of
of
these
that.
fabrics are. I got to hook up Brent with the Swannies
Yes.
Black Swan line because this stuff is unreal. The other side to this for Black Friday, folks, you get 30% off. So don't even worry about pull hook golf and all of this. Just go over to swannies.co, buy everything you can, be a swan just like Brent Grant here, and you will get 30% off over at swannies.co. The luggage set, by the way. So I got taken to the Polar Express this past weekend.
What was that like?
Where I was fed hot chocolate and chocolate chip cookies on
They fed you like an elf.
Yeah, they really did. And guess what? We got to see Santa Claus, and it was fantastic stuff. But I will say, on that journey, I utilized my Swannies luggage set, and it was incredible. So, folks,
What a word.
do not underestimate the Swannies luggage set, because I use it all the time now. I never thought I would, because I was always, I'm not even going to say another brand name, because there's some stuff that I used to use all the time to me. This Black Swan, this luggage set from Swannies, because it's all black luggage gear. But they even have that backpack, by the way. They call it the Phoenix backpack. I call it the Buttsy backpack, to where the bottom half unzips and you can put all your booze in there. You can take that right onto the golf course, unless you get caught.
Why is that the Buttsy thing? Like, you think I'm synonymous with booze?
No, when you take booze, it's a good hiding place for booze, right?
There you go.
Yeah. So that's what it is, folks. So now we're going to talk about what is your favorite gear on the golf course. So this could be speakers, rangefinders, etc. And you can use brands here, because we obviously want people to buy the proper gear. So
big black rangefinders.
Big black rangefinders. Is that a brand?
I don't know, but it's long.
Brant, what's your favorite thing out there?
My favorite thing in the whole golf gear setup is the Rockform speaker. It is by far and away the best. It's like just basically it's magnetic, goes on the.
Have you ever seen the movie Private Parts?
I don't think I have.
I don't think I have.
Howard Stern.
Explain.
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, Brent did that one scene from that movie with a rock form where he sat on top of it and turned it on and showed people, based on his enticement level and how titillated he was, the strength of the bass and the treble and what it was doing to his loins.
Real good. Real good.
What does that even mean?
I'll say this, and none of these brands, by the way, are sponsors. None of these are sponsors. So what Brent just mentioned, Rockform. And then I will mention something that if you are a content creator out there on the golf course, the iRange is a great tool to stick into the ground or use it as a tripod. And you've got the MagSafe connection there. So if you've got an iPhone and a recent one, you can just attach it right to there, take a quick video, boom, you're moving on. Or if you're trying to improve your golf swing.
Rockform makes
Mom does a great cream pie for Thanksgiving.
I don't think we got a single item. Buttsy, this was your one chance to really like pitch something that, Buttsy gets so many sponsors on social media that just send him shit. And then he's got to create these little videos for it, which I absolutely
love. Is this
love.
my time?
This was your time to like pitch a brand that is not a sponsor of the show.
If you guys have been cooking in any normal cookware, stop. All right.
No, this was supposed to be for gear on the golf course.
Yeah, but gear on the golf course starts in the kitchen. All right.
Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
You dumbass.
You can't even play golf if you aren't well fed. So because of that, shout out Hexclad Cookery. And you're going to head over to my page on Instagram, click the link in my bio. You're going to get the discount code automatically. Get you a roasting oven, get you a pot, get you a pan. Okay. You all right?
That's fine.
I'm just trying to keep people's nutritions up.
Just stay fed, folks.
They're cooking in cancerous materials. Like this is not the way. You're gonna want to head on over, hit that Hexclad link, and buy real pans.
I have seen some messages from you when you were trying to show Brent how to cook a steak. That was but you were using Hexclad in those videos you were sending over, and you're like, hey man, this is how you do it. You put it into your cast iron and into a Hexclad, and I mean, the shit that you were sending over, Buttsy, looked like
And Brent
restaurant
was like,
quality.
"No, I want to cut this open, and I want to see those muscle fibers still firing. Like, I want this
Yes.
thing to be pretty much alive when I eat
I
it."
don't feel like I'm hunting this thing.
You know, as we're talking about food, I will bring
I'm
up out of the
starving.
blue. Have you guys seen Biz from Spittin Chiclets? He got into a fight out at Houston's here in
Conor McGregor?
Arizona. No. He took on 7 drunk golf dudes that started fighting the assistant general manager and the general manager. And he ended up, he had the greatest quote of all time. He goes, "I took some shots, but I gave out more shots."
Good for him. Fuck,
More
that guy's
shots
a
were
legend.
All right, so who's
given
this
than
guy?
taken. Paul
Walk me
Bissonnette.
through
He
who is
was
this
a
guy?
Fuck that guy
Arizona
in the face with a
Coyotes
cruise ship.
dude. I tell you what, he was a defender. We used to work out together at PFS.
Yeah,
Fitness.
PFS.
Yeah.
Bunch of stretching and gay shit.
But Paul Bissonnette, so he took on 7 dudes outside of a Houston's here in Arizona.
Now, do you feel as aptly equipped because of your training there to like where you could just
Take on
Hey,
7 dudes outside of a
if
Houston?
someone challenges
No,
my lady outside of
no.
Houston Steakhouse, like
I'd probably
I
think
have
I
the
could.
training.
I probably think I could.
I have been doing in this golf training far exceeds golf. I can whoop some
Well, hang on a
ass.
second. Hang on a second. Out of that gym also was Sugar Sean.
That's correct.
That sounds like a fighter's name.
He's a very good fighter.
UFC fighter?
Yeah, so
Champion,
wherever
well,
you're
former
training
champion.
you are far exceeding the golf take. You're getting golf training, but also you're getting life training and defensive training at the same time.
Oh,
So
remember, guys.
shout out to
Remember,
them.
don't forget. Success in this game depends less on strength of body than strength of mind and character.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of
You
people
remembered
like
that quote? That's pretty good.
Really
Yeah.
remembered it.
Yeah, well done, Kyle from Cart Barn Guys. Our soul of like guy out there tonight.
Okay, let's get back to the real stuff that matters.
I mean, I'm absolutely.
No, I mean Kyle
loose
says it's the
laughing.
best pod to date,
I'm
and he's
Sarah
tuned in a
Palin.
lot.
I mean, the TGL shit is so. I'm sorry, it's fucking stupid.
Brent, I'm telling you
TGL?
right now. I'm telling you right
Money
now.
grab, money
Brent,
grab.
if they gave
You
you,
are
if
you
they
are
gave
completely wrong here.
1.5 million
You
to
are completely
represent it-
wrong.
No,
Money
if
grab.
they gave Brent 1 point, if some asshole called Brent on the phone right now and said, "Hey, bud, I know you've been through a
Listen,
lot."
I'm going to tell you
Shut
right
it!
now that Brent,
Shut
your
up!
take is completely wrong right now.
it's a money grab.
Brent,
How-
if they
how?
said we're going to give you $2.4 million to shut the fuck up and love us,
To change
You
my
would
opinion
not-
of it? No,
you would not be saying what you're saying right
I
now, nor would
absolutely
I.
would. It's a
I
money
would
grab.
literally be saying it is the best thing to happen to golf in the
No,
last
you
2000.
can't pay me to lie.
Guys, I am not getting paid by the TGL, and I'm going to tell you right now that this is actually going to be pretty awesome to watch.
Why do you say that?
So, first of all, have you seen the size of the screen?
I understand what they're doing.
Okay.
I
No.
actually have. I know
Answer me
it's a-
this, and this is a multiple choice question. How many stories of a building is the size of the screen? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
4.
Brent?
5.
You fucking
is-
guessed. You don't even know this.
It is
No, I don't
5.
give a shit.
It's 5 stories tall. Now,
Okay.
also think of this. Think of you don't have to move land and you can create the coolest golf holes.
You're
In virtual reality.
before it even starts.
No, I'm
Jesus.
telling you right now, it's going to be absolutely fucking
It's
awesome.
all fake.
Oh, is it?
Guys are going to be hitting, like, this is not hitting into a screen 10 feet in front of you. They're
It's
hitting
100
from
yards
60 yards back.
So
This
what?
is going to be a tool shed for everybody on social media. That's what it's going to turn into.
Okay.
It is
I'm telling you
100%
right
a
now.
money grab. How is it
I-
not a money grab?
No, the only thing that I wasn't set on was the format because the format's a little goofy,
you weren't
but
set on
now
the
I
format.
realized that the format might actually
Okay.
work. Might actually work.
Okay.
But
So you're
the
telling me this
teams-
isn't about a group of guys just getting paid a shitload of money to play
Yeah,
virtual
to
golf
convince
once a
people
week?
that indoor virtual golf is somehow anywhere near a professional capacity
After
of
Top
playing the
Golf
game.
just fucking went bankrupt or whatever.
Why
the
don't
fuck-
we just
I mean,
fucking
come
go
on.
you know
bowling?
what's going to be so
Let's go
funny
bowling.
is when this happens and they are absolutely crushing it in terms of viewership.
That's
I'm
what
going to
we
be
said about
laughing
Oh,
my
they're
ass
gonna
off
crush
you
it.
two.
No, I'm with you. They're going to crush it. All of
No,
the
and
fucking...
I bet you that you are going to love it.
No, not a chance.
Maybe I will.
It's still the
Maybe I
same
will.
guys that are just as boring
No,
on
Brent,
the
maybe
course.
we will.
No.
You have to
I
make
know
that.
all of these guys.
You
Come
don't
on.
know. You don't know. You don't know.
No,
You might
I
love
think you're wrong because
Okay.
you
So
don't
when I
know the
text my
push.
agent-
You
when I
don't
text
know
my
the
agent-
promo push that is coming from. So first of all, let's go over the teams because we got New York Golf Club. And by the way, when you look at the logos that came out of Live Golf, it looks like they were created from MS-DOS, okay? Or MS Word.
Or MS-13.
MS-13 by literally the worst graphic designers you could ever come up with.
Deport.
You look at these teams and their actual logos and everything, and they look like real sports. Like, for instance, let's pull it up here.
They
Let's
have
take a
tried
look.
to do this. Matt,
So-
do you have any idea?
That
how many
looks like
times
the
they tried to
Alabama
do this?
logo.
Yeah, and guess
That-
what? An Alabama logo is pretty clean, right?
That
Ori,
looks like an AIDS
So
logo.
I'm gonna walk you through this team alone. No. Go back.
Look
go
at
back.
Boston.
there's
No,
the
no,
Booger
hang on,
team.
hang on,
Go
hang
back.
on.
There's the
Go back.
We're going to
Booger team.
Boston Common Golf.
Yeah,
Look at the
there's the
frog.
Booger team.
Jesus.
There's the
Are we
nose
fucking
picking,
serious
eating
here?
boogers team.
What the
Now,
fuck, guys? Come
Jupiter
on.
Lynx,
Get out of here.
LAGC.
Who gives a shit?
Like, these logos are cool.
Who
Look
cares?
at, and then my
That
team.
red team,
This is
those
my
guys
team.
have
I
all
am
seen
now
each other's
announcing,
wiener.
even
Oh
though
my
I had a
God.
close tie to LA Golf Club originally, as I interviewed Neil Hubman, who is
Oh,
the,
Matt got hired. That's why.
Are they
No.
secretly
Oh.
paying you to talk
He
they
got
are not
hired.
about
paying me
this?
to
He
talk
got
about this.
hired.
Telling you right now, New York Golf Club is my team now. Okay,
Matt,
Because you got hired to be their announcer.
Matt,
the Bay
you are
Club,
not
like you would
drinking this
wear,
Kool-Aid.
Butsy,
Who
you
the
would
fuck cares about these guys?
absolutely wear the Bay Club golf hat.
No!
No, that's terrible.
This is the gayest shit I've ever seen in the history of golf, and they can fucking
And none
suck
of
a
those guys
fucking
have
ass.
any. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Oh, that's so oh, that's so dumb. That no, just because it's bigger doesn't mean that it's better. That's
You know, I
fucking
gotta be
stupid.
honest though. I gotta be honest.
Bigger
with Matt
is kind
here.
of better.
No,
I just saw that last. I just saw that. Pull
Yeah,
that.
let's pull that back up.
right there, and instantly I'm in.
no.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Betsy. You're only in because I'm not in.
My name
No.
is not
Fucking-
Betsy. All right, I don't work
Yeah,
at a
it-
fucking. I'm not a
fucking-
trailer park fucking slumlord. All right.
Sure.
That's fucked up.
Sure.
Go put that up one more time. That really grabbed me. Yep.
God almighty. Of course it did. You're a fucking douchebag.
When I see 24X
outta
and like
here.
it looks like gambling and like there's a
No,
gambling
exactly.
aspect.
Yeah,
to it.
look,
So let's
And you
guys,
got the
let's
house,
just
1,
talk
2,
about
3,
only
4.
the
that
gambling
little
side of it.
screen is what we play at the indoor golf
Oh
center.
my god.
So
It has to be that big because they're that far away. If they were closer, they wouldn't need it to be that big.
But
That's
do
there's
they
the
a
get
only thing
fucking
it
national
is.
golf world
impact
ranking
to
for
it.
this?
Oh my god.
Like, it's actually pretty fucking cool.
It's really not. You have
God, I wish I just got an invite to be there and I would just start.
you have a
peeing.
few of I tell you what, I will ask my agent who is now the head
Oh,
of their
Jesus.
player relations.
Brent,
he
I'm not gonna
literally
lie. It
works
sounds
for
like
them.
you need me to be your agent because
No,
whoever's doing
He
it
literally
currently-
works for TGL. Okay. I will talk to him next week and get his breakdown and I will share it with you on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
but he's
No,
gonna
you know
give
where
you
it
what you want to
shifted.
hear.
Where it has shifted is that the players are no longer mocking it, that are actually a
course
part
not,
of
they're
it
getting
and have
paid.
been no. But they're like, you can read between the lines. Like last year, the
Is
guys
this
were
really
just
going to be a
like,
thing?
this is going to be a
No.
thing.
Okay,
I'm telling
that's
you
what
right
I'm
because they're
asking.
paying
It's
for
going to
it.
be a thing. Brent, I'm telling you right now.
Would you put
there is
100
no
on it?
doubt. I would put
100
it
on it?
easily. Actually, let me come over here. There we go.
100 on it.
100 on it easily.
Now,
I'd put
what
a
does that
grand on it.
mean? Now, what does that mean?
That
How
there's
do
going
we-
to be multiple seasons to this for the foreseeable future.
What about
Why? Why?
Who cares?
Because-
Why does anybody give a fuck about that?
Because you get to watch it during prime time. It
No, but
takes
what do you
place
wa-
over. Because guess what? If it is
Break it down
a
to me, Maddie.
humans love competition, no matter what it is. If it
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
good
No, I understand
competition,
that. Like these guys could be playing shuffleboard, and if they're tour players,
Exactly.
we'd probably watch it. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So
We've got
on
the
that
names.
pretense that
we've got regionality out of it. Like, for instance, look at myself. I was literally very
Look at
interested
you.
as soon as I saw all the New York Golf Club stuff. As a New Yorker, I'm like, oh man.
Are
We've
any
got
of those
Cam
guys
Smith.
attached to New York at all?
Yeah, Cam Young.
I think this is going
Cam
to
Young's from New York.
burn
Yeah.
in a.
Really?
Sleepy Hollow Golf Club was where his dad was the head golf professional at.
Born and raised in New York.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking news. Okay. Perfect way for me to end it. I gotta go, boys. Love and hugs. Signing off.
Great show, boys.